Hello out there in YouTube land, and thank you for coming to my talk show. And the name of my talk show is Tell It Like It Is. And my name is Morris Mann, and my co-host,
Joseph Spencer.
Thank you, Joe, for coming.
You're
and
welcome.
As you recognize Joe, he's been in quite a few of my short films. He's played my dad a few times. He's played a cop. He's even played the devil. So okay, moving along, we're going to do a series of these types of talk shows where we talk about topics that most people are afraid to talk about and just don't have answers to some of the questions regarding this topic. And the topic today is, who keep giving black people these names? Now, I'm going to ask you, Joe, what's on your birth certificate as far as race?
Negro.
Right, and mine, if I'm not mistaken, is colored, and my daughter's is black. Now, I'm assuming that once my daughter become of age and get married and have a child, her baby have a different even name on her birth certificate or his birth certificate. So it's interesting that we are the only group of people that we keep getting name changes. You know, as long as I can remember, white folks been white folks. I'm comfortable with the term black because that's what I've been addressed as for half of my life. Now, the African-American term, I'm not knocking it, but it doesn't fit me. I mean, I didn't come from Africa. I mean, did you come from Africa?
No, I came from 47th Street.
Exactly. So, I mean, why are we African-Americans? I mean, yeah, I think, you know, of course, years down the tree, the majority of us, you know, are descendants from people from Africa, but that got to at least be about 200 years ago.
Why don't you try about 4?
See? And, you know, it's just interesting that we keep getting these names. And what's interesting is sometimes it's hard to determine who gave us these names, you know. But here is a fact, and this is a fact. The term Hispanic, which from what I've spoken with some of my Mexican and Puerto Rican friends, it's not a term of endearment to them, and they don't like it. And oddly enough, the person that coined that term was Richard Nixon, a white guy.
That still amazed me when you mentioned it the other day, yeah.
Yeah, because it's hard to determine who starts this. It's like with the names that we get. You know, do a group of black people get together every year, a summit behind closed doors, say, we need a new name? You know, every 20 years, do we do that? And it would be interesting to find out who's actually doing this, and I'm suspecting that it's not us.
You know, I was thinking, and I believe that we have black people in power, who are well-educated. They get a bug up their ass and they go to the white man. The white man always uses his name and decide that we should be labeled with a label that suits them. Mm-hmm. You know how our brothers in power are. You know, they get belligerent and you know, and this is the way it should be. I want to name myself. I hadn't thought about it, but that just popped in my head.
Yeah, and that could be a possibility because we really don't know for sure who keep giving us names. You know, because I'm sure the people from Africa that live in Africa and that you know live there all their life, they look at us and laugh because, unfortunately, we are a group of people in this country of color that we don't have our own identity. You know, we're latching on to the African heritage, which is fine. I'm not knocking that, but I didn't come from Africa. I mean, look at my complexion. And apparently there's a whole lot of races running through my blood. You know, you know, so it's kind of hard to say I'm this. But it's interesting that we live in a society that when you're black, and you have a little bit of black in you, you just black.
Right.
And most of us don't think like that, but it's kind of an insult to say, well, oh, you tarnished because you got, you know, some black in you, so we're going to label you black. You know, and I want to touch on the Obama thing. And Obama is a great man. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything negative about him. But, you know, we walk around all proud with our chest out saying that, hey, we got a black president. And most of us don't realize that Obama's mother was white. She was a mix, she was white. Her parents were white people. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, I'm just stating fact. His father came from Africa. He came from Africa. You know, so how can we label Obama a black man when his mother is white and his father is actually from authentic African descent? But we have a tendency to do that in this country. You know, anything that's dark is now labeled as this. Regardless, you know, what are your thoughts on that?
What you see is what you is.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the way they playing it.
Yeah, because I look at Halle Berry, and again, I have nothing against Halle Berry or Obama. I'm not picking it on anybody, but we tend to have gotten away from a term that kind of fits the description more accurately, and that's mixed. you know, because that's what they are. They are from
or hybrid.
Yeah, and they're not quote unquote black, but you know, again, if you got a little drop of black in you, you consider black. I'm sitting here looking at the awards, and Halle Berry won Best Black, quote unquote, black actress for the role in that crappy movie Monsters Ball, where it was really a insult and degrading women. You know, I've never seen it, but I've heard about some of the things that was in. I've seen clips, and I'm like, as far as her body of work, this is what you give her the Best Actress award for? I could think of a couple of other movies she was in, like Raising Isaiah, that she should have got it. But this garbage movie where she basically plays somebody's tramp, you know, they gave it to her. And as she goes up there to the podium to receive this, you know, I'm sitting there looking at her white mother in the audience clapping. And I'm like, what's wrong with this picture? You know, she got a white mom in the audience and she's considered black. But again, going back to, if you got a drop of black in you, you consider black, put you in that pile. If George Bush mom was black and had a black father, he wouldn't be labeled a white guy. But yet, she on the other foot, label a black guy.
Well, speaking of Halle Berry, sex in the United States, it pays, makes a lot of money.
Oh, definitely.
You know,
definitely.
You know, like most of the black women down through the years that's been in the movies, they've been of mixed breed.
Yeah.
You know, and the other black women played mammies.
Yeah.
You know. Because
Hattie McDaniel was the last person to receive Best Actress before Halle Berry is quote unquote black woman. And the role she played was a housekeeper for what was that Cary Grant's family, or his love interest or wife. Yeah. So I've actually never seen Gone with the Wind. You know, everybody says it's a wonderful movie.
It's boring as hell.
Yeah, and I heard it. Well, I know it's really long, but I can't sit for super long movies. You know,
but she wasn't put in a romantic or sexual role.
With Hattie McDaniels,
right?
Of course not. She was a servant,
right?
You know, and that was customary back in that day. That majority of the black people were servants for these white people in these movies. They're just some people that they exploit. You know, during the daytime, if you're here watching TV, 90% of the TV shows are judge shows, and whose baby daddy is it?
Whose baby daddy?
And it's nonsense. It's like, give me something for my brain to wrap around as opposed to it go to jelly and just die. Yeah. You know,
but that's across the races though. Nobody that comes on these shows are not well educated.
Most of them aren't.
They're not well educated.
Yeah, they take advantage of them. They don't even pay these people. I thought they at least paid them.
They got a trip and hotel and dinner.
Right, they just pay their fare. Right. You know, but they don't pay them nothing. Then they're forced to sign a waiver where they can't talk about it.
Right.
You know, so everybody wants their 5 minutes of fame. But you would hope your 5 minutes is of a sense of integrity and dignity, as opposed to, look at that fool, you know, and why is he on TV? You know, I know it wasn't her baby, that guy daddy. It was another baby daddy, you know.
And who really cares?
I don't. I mean,
you know, the child is here is innocent. It's all about the parents and the ratings.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's garbage TV.
It's garbage. I watch it sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you know? I turn from it. I mean, I can't.
I watch it sometimes.
I like the judge shows, but the reality, who baby daddy nonsense, I'm like, Then I think near the end of it, they start staging it.
I got to take this jacket off. I'm baking. I got to come out of this sucker.
We'll be right back.
It's like
Joe has to come out of his jacket before he spontaneous combustion on TV. We don't want that to happen.
And it's a spring jacket. It feel like it weigh a ton, man. I swear it's killing me.
I don't like smoking. It stinks. It makes your breath smell bad. It darkens you, you know, all that kind of stuff. But to each his own. And it's expensive, you know, and that's just something that I didn't want to do. I mean, even as a kid, I tried to preserve myself because I want to be around for a long time. Yeah. And being around a long time, I want to feel good being around. Because I don't want to be 70 years old in a nursing home, sick for another 10 years, bedridden, and then I die. That's not living.
45.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, the ages vary, but, you know, even as a teenager, I thought like that then.
And I smoke. I know.
Yeah, I mean, we all have our vices. You know, mine says I eat too much junk. You know, I love candy and junk, and I'm cutting down. But
you mad.
You know, yeah, exactly. You know, when I was a kid, my nickname was "They go to Snack King."
Snack King.
You know, I had a whole bag of candy. You know, but I'm still struggling with that, and I've been better over the years.
It's better than having a bag of heroin.
Yeah, well, don't want that. But you know, I understand, you know, we all have our little vices and idiosyncrasies, and nobody's perfect. But you know, you try to be aware of things that might be harmful to the person, to the body, and to the mind.
Yeah.
You know, and I had wonderful parents, especially my mom, you know. I called her super mom. It's like, how did you raise 10 kids by yourself, literally, and none of us are crazy or in jail on drugs, you know, but it's a testament to her. And every day that I live is a testament to her to say, hey, and my motto is Mama did a good job. You know, I like to think that she did because I represent her every day. And that's what I'm trying to instill in my daughter and, you know, just trying to put that out there for young folks that don't have that foundation at home because that is very important. You know, you're only as good as your parents in most cases. Now, some people, they come from jacked up situations and make it to the top because they just determined and they have that drive.
Make it to the top.
But most of us are not like those people.
No.
We're going to cut this one short because we kind of ran over time, and I like to thank my guest host, Joe Spencer, and you'll be seeing more of him. And again, I'm Morris, man. Again, I thank you for coming to our talk show. Tell it like it is. Until next time, thank you.
Have a good night.